Yo, what's up, folks? This Impact, and I want to take this time to welcome you back to the Hurt Business 101. Let's get right into the video, man. Today's topic is one that I said I would discuss in my previous video, and that's did Floyd Mayweather Jr. ruin boxing? Let's go. I do not believe Floyd Mayweather Jr. ruined boxing. I believe that's one of the biggest hoax that the game has pulled and tried to put on Mayweather because of obvious reasons. Money. Floyd Mayweather bought himself out of his contract with Top Rank, and that was in 2006. It cost him $750,000, which was a huge risk for a guy that had, at that point had made the type of money that he ultimately made. He bet on himself and was able, and he was able to take that money and almost $1 million to buy himself out of a contract where he was getting guarantees. So that right there shows you that he had the faith in his own abilities to market himself. Boxing, like other sports, do not like that. They want the promoters to stay in control to get the lion's share. The sanctioning bodies, with all of those belts, they get a percentage of the money. And Floyd Mayweather was one of the first ones to debunk the sanctioning bodies and talk about how he doesn't need belts, he's bigger than belts. And by him buying himself out of his contract with Top Rank, he eliminated a major promoter from his business. And when you think about the money, the money aspect, the promoters want to keep it to where fighters believe the only way to get paid is through having big promoters. Those sanctioning bodies want you to believe, hey, your bargaining chip, which is true for a lot of guys, the belts are the most important thing. You need these belts. They want the fees. So they all about money. And Floyd Mayweather said, no, I'm bigger than the belts. I'm going to make money regardless of the belts. Y'all taking a percentage of my money. I don't really need your belts. You know what I mean? And that was the thing that nobody liked. He wasn't letting them get into his pockets like they would like to get into his pockets. So that's right there got him kind of blackballed. He had a genesis. He was not favored to win his first championship fight. He was the underdog in that fight. He also was the underdog to fight Diego Corrales. He fought Diego Corrales, had 30 wins, 27 wins by way of knockout. He was supposed to destroy Floyd Mayweather Jr. Okay, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was projected to lose that fight. And he's fought so many world champions. I believe at this point he's fought more world champions than any fighter in the history of boxing. So he didn't pick and choose his way through his whole career. What happens is people start picking it up, following him when he became Money Mayweather, because just like everything else, a lot of times people don't acknowledge true skill. They like theater, they like spectacle, they like the flash that he was showing, the women, the money, the cars, the jewelry. And fighters coming along kind of wanted that, but they didn't go through the route that he went through to get that, to get to that point. They jumped in at a certain part of his career, didn't do his research or wasn't around for the part of his career where he put himself in that position, which wasn't until he was 30 years old and beat Oscar De La Hoya. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on two of the fights and two narratives that surrounded Floyd Mayweather when people talk about him ruining boxing. And that's one, I'm gonna play some clips. I'm gonna play a clip from Roy Jones Jr. and I'm gonna also play a clip from Freddie Roach. Okay, discussing where Roy Jones is speaking on how he believes Mayweather ruined boxing. The video with Freddie Roach, he's going to debunk actually one of the things that Roy Jones says in his video. So I want you guys to watch the video. When we come back, I'll talk about that. We'll discuss it.
It's a lot of like ducking and dodging when it comes to boxing now.
Well, and don't take this as a knock because he did a great job, but he did it for himself and it worked for him. But everybody now wants the Mayweather concept because Mayweather made so much money, staying undefeated, waiting to the right time to fight Pacquiao, finding the right people to fight at the right time. He monopolized the business. But the problem was, it only made him money and the people he was fighting. It didn't make money for the whole sport. So what he did himself a great job, but it hurt the sport. Because now everybody wants to fight, stay undefeated. You understand me? Me, it's like when two guys get here, they gotta meet. No, wait. They was here 5 years ago. They should have met. You understand me? Because now,
the man that Mayweather didn't fight rather than Pacquiao didn't get the Mayweather.
I don't think it'll come across that way. I think people will say, why didn't they fight each other? And blame both guys, to be honest with you. Because the first negotiation, we were against the blood test, and it was kind of our fault. The first time it didn't work. And then we came to a point where we accepted that later on.
How much do you think the promoters and the animosity the promoters had toward each other have hurt that fight?
100%. That's why. Fighters fight. To me, fighters don't fight anybody. Fighters aren't. It's not like fighters are scared and stuff like that. I think a lot to do, especially a couple of years ago, a lot had to do with Golden Boy and Top Rank. I mean, just not wanting to work together. It's like, I remember when Don came and walked down.
Right now, welcome back. So we just saw the video. Now, Roy Jones Jr. actually focused on a part of the video, focused on 2 points. The first point is he actually proved that Floyd Mayweather was targeted for something, but he may not even pay attention to what he actually revealed. When he said Floyd Mayweather made it to where he made money, and his opponent that fought him made a lot of money, but the sport of boxing didn't make money. That's the biggest issue that the sport had with Floyd Mayweather, is the fact that he made it to where he would get the lion's share, and the fighter that he was fighting would get the lion's share. The promoters still made plenty of money, or they wouldn't be putting his fights on. The venues, they made plenty of money because they wouldn't host his fights. All the vendors, all the hotels in the area, all the gambling in Vegas and everywhere else, everybody benefited greatly financially. But he didn't have a promoter taking a big percentage of his money, and he bucked the sanctioning bodies, where he gonna give them a check, but he not gonna give them the percentage that they want, because he feels like you don't deserve to get this much of my earnings. All right, so that's where the sport of boxing, or any sport, is going to have a problem with any athletes that try to take too much control. They want to deter other fighters, so they'll brand you a problem. And then without really understanding what they're doing, when people regurgitate it and reporters report on it and fighters speak on it, they're actually spreading the word. They're doing the job of the quote-unquote powers that be by spreading that information. Because now it makes fighters feel as though if you go this route and try to buck the system and not have a promoter and not care about the belts, you're going to be branded as a problem, and everyone wants to be looked at in a positive light. Now also, when we look at it, you see how he spoke on the Manny Pacquiao fight taking place 5 years too late, right? And he put that on Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? Because he added it in the conversation, talking about how Floyd Mayweather kind of like ruined boxing. But Freddie Roach came on, and he made this video after Freddie Roach had already acknowledged it, but he didn't acknowledge the fact that Freddie Roach had came on record stating that Pacquiao was the reason the fight didn't take place 5 years prior when he first tried to negotiate it, because he didn't want to take random blood and urine testing. You see how that comes? No one's going to mention that. Even when his own trainer came out after originally saying Floyd was scared, after everything took place, his own trainer came out stating, we were the real reasons the fight didn't take place the first time a negotiation came up, because we didn't want to take random blood and urine. And everybody just wanted to go with the Floyd is scared, because they viewed Pacquiao as this monster that Floyd couldn't slay. When all actuality, they just wanted Mayweather to fight him, regardless if he believed or he heard rumors or whatever that Manny Pacquiao was on steroids. I don't know if Manny Pacquiao was on steroids or not, but Floyd is saying, listen, I'm hearing it, and I just want to be tested. Both of us are going to be tested, or I'm not taking the fight. I can't get upset at a man that don't want to get into a ring with a guy who's suspected to be on steroids. So it's always important to actually gather the facts. I can't blame Floyd for that fight not happening 5 years prior, when the trainer of the fighter that he was supposed to fight actually acknowledges that it was their fault. So it's very important that we pay attention to that. Let me pull up something on BoxRec for you guys. This is something that Bleacher Report put out after Floyd Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya. And this is the headline. Mayweather, then 30, caught his 34-year-old opponent at an opportune time. De La Hoya entered the ring 38-4, but had lost 2 of his previous 4 bouts. So they try to make it like Oscar was just on this back end of his career where he was no good anymore and Floyd Mayweather chose to fight him. Let me show you his BoxRec, what the previous 4 fights were, actually. Ricardo Mayorga, he won by TKO. Bernard Hopkins, he lost by KO. Felix Stern, he won a unanimous decision. Shane Mosley, he lost a unanimous decision. We go back 4 more. Luis Campos, he won TKO. Fernando Vargas, he won by TKO. Javier Castillejo, he won by unanimous decision. And Arturo Gatti, he won by TKO. Now, Oscar De La Hoya was 34 years old. Floyd was 30 years old. Okay? I don't expect Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya to get in the ring, and I don't fault Oscar De La Hoya or Shane Mosley because they had progressed past Floyd at that point, and they were making a certain dollar amount, and they were on to higher weight classes. So I don't expect them to be willing to take these huge pay cuts to fight a dangerous guy coming up. And they already passed the earnings that they could possibly make. I'm not going to ask a guy to go from making $100,000 a year doing a job and then to come down and take $35,000 or $40,000 a year to do a harder job. It's just unrealistic to ask anybody to do that. So I don't think that they should have took it. I don't know if they should have took it. I would have liked for them to take it then because we wouldn't have to have these conversations. So no fault of theirs, but the fight just happened when it happened. No, Oscar wasn't an old man. No, Floyd didn't take advantage. The fight just materialized when it materialized. And just to go to show you who was in charge, Oscar was still the cash cow, okay? Oscar chose the weight. Oscar chose the gloves that Floyd could wear. Oscar chose the ring size. Oscar chose who comes out first. Oscar chose who gets announced first. Oscar took the lion's share of the money. So he was in charge the whole time. And that's when he chose to make the fight. So whenever you form your opinions, whatever your opinion is going to be, try to look at all the details and look at all the facts surrounding it before you actually go along with a narrative that's put out, just so you can make the best informed decision or have the best informed opinion. Because you still may say, well, I believe he run boxing, but at least you have everything in front of you. And I hope I was able to bring some information to light to help you with that. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another edition of the Hurt Business 101. You know what they say. They say it's no business like show business, but I say it's no business like the hurt business. 101.